got somebody in. Right. This is the big one tonight. Spasm. Yeah. Right. Was going to do a song, but I've got a spasm. So that's that knocked on the head. Oh man. Yow. Ooh, ow. Right. So, right. Cream. Get some bloody cream on this. Yeah. So, we've got 10 topics tonight. 10 topics. And I guess you can see where I'm going to start. So, take them off. I'm going to have some deep heat. Now the area I'm putting it on, there is where the spasm's happening right now. I don't get spasms often, but when they come, they blooming come. Oh, yeah. So, earlier on today, I was in town, and yeah. One moment, I'll be with you in one moment. Right. This is going to be fun. There's one. There's two. Okay. So, here we go. Got my pad. Right, tonight's topics. Newcastle United, i.e. I'm wearing my old one with the funny 88 at the front. what I wish to see happen hasn't happened. And from Lee Raider, I think Lee Raider works for the Evening Chronicle, and he did a video earlier. And in the video, I'll get to chat in a minute. So please slow down. I will get to chat. Wow, this is... this hurts. What I want to see happen, I went into Ladbrokes today, the bookmakers, to get a price for the new season. And the lovely lady, as I walked in there, there's more machines in Ladbrokes than I've ever seen in my life. It used to be the boards where you had your horse racing, your dogs, that sort of stuff. And now there's these machines where you can do Champions League, all the rest of it. So I asked her a price for the coming season, and she could only give us one price, and that was for Newcastle to win the Premier League, 16-1. And while she was tapping it into the machine, because it looked double dutch to me, I says to her, I had put the bet on which won when Newcastle finished 4th, and she did her best to check, but apparently she turned around and she says, these are just early prices. So getting back to Newcastle United, yeah, what I want to see, we haven't seen it yet. We've seen nothing. And Lee Raider, his video earlier, that dreaded word, not word, acronym, I think that's what they call it, acronym, PSR, came straight out of his mouth. And when I was watching his video, I gave him the thumbs up because he's a fellow YouTuber, but I didn't like the tone. The tone said to me, we're not going to spend what I think we should be spending as a Premier League club. We're going to spend nowhere near it. And there's also a mention on Rubenstein of Alexander Isak or Striker. Apparently there's a new deal on the thing, on the cards, where he's going to get a massive pay rise. Now, from 2021 to now, a lot of things have happened. We have proved as a club that we can get back to the Champions League. We've done that. This wage structure got to change. Has to, because other clubs, they're laughing at us. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is you have the power. Yes, you out there. And you have the power to spread the word. Because if I'm not happy, how are you feeling? Nobody's came in. There's, Brian Mbembo, Jonathan Davids, they've gone to other places. And, what I reminded me of was this. Do you remember the Mike Ashley era? Where they would make a desperate attempt to, look in the bargain bin. That has to stop. Contracts for our players, our wage structure needs to grow. We're paying 120 to 150 a player. And I know some of you are going to turn around and say, there's only so many can get into St. James's Park. That is spot on. That is true. So we need sponsors for, is it Dulcie Park? Need a sponsor for there. Naming rights, St. James's Park, moving forward. Or are we building in north, like Lee was saying, north of St. James's? No one knows nothing. And it's getting me a little bit touchy. Now, I'm gonna look at chat, because believe it or not, this is going to be quite a long one. Can you talk about the apps? Yes, I will be talking about the apps tonight. Yes. And, you know, anything that is to do with the number 2, not interested. And take it as that, not interested, because to me, what happened shouldn't have happened, but it did. Now, one thing I want to say to you is this, yeah. January the 20th of this year, our world changed forever. Yeah. I'm going to get onto that in a minute though. But just remember it. So, getting back to Newcastle United. A date was set in stone. The date was early of 2025. We're nearly in the 7th month. Not good enough. That's my honest opinion. Not good enough. Now, I got my email. I'm sure you got your emails too for renewing your ticket. Yeah. Whether you've got a membership like I have, or whether you've got a season ticket and you're fortunate to have a season ticket. But this move is going from March, April, May, June. What are they going to do? Are they going to keep like dragging it through to July? Because nothing's being said. Nothing at all. We're losing players. Brian's gone to Manchester United, apparently, because they're going to offer him a lot of money. And that goes back to our wage structure. It's got to change. It's already being owned by the Public Investment Fund, but the rest of the Premier League are laughing. You've got Chelsea, who are buying more players than, they're allowed to have, because they're offering stupid contracts. Now, the price for the new season to win the title is 16 to 1, Labrooks. And I'm going to stick 2 tens on it. I'm going to walk into there, because I've got the betting slip today, and woman just said to us, don't be too long in coming back. So I'll stick 20 quid on it for to win the title. But at this minute in time, I was asking her for 4th. There's no prices. Now, there's 28 here. Is it 28? Yes, 28 here. We've got 2 likes. How? Give your heads a shake. Right. Here's the important bit. Yeah? You sitting down? I hope you're sitting down. Many of you doubt, many of you you've doubted for quite some time. You've doubted that they would be seeking you. You doubted the other apps. And like I said in my post earlier, if I'm showing you something, I'm showing you that for a reason. I'm showing you that because I've looked at something, I didn't test it. That was quite correct. I didn't test, which is where my pants got ripped down and my arse got smacked. Yeah, but like I say, now to you who doubt, yeah, the title of this video, our world changed January the 20th. And it didn't change for the better. Reason why? There's a new man, a new president. But I don't think he wants the job of president. No, I think he wants a bigger job. Now, I'm going to put a poll right now. So we've got 33 people here and 3 likes. Let's address the problem. Oh, right. It's that one, isn't it? Uh-huh. Right. One second, chat. I'll be back with you in a second. Right. There we go. Poll is set. It's a simple answer. Yes or no. And by the time this has finished, we will know. Because number 7 of the 10, number 7, I'm going to come back to right at the end because I want to see what the poll says. Now, number 8, the apps. Seeking You, Geordie Nation, Mighty Magpie, sure. They're going to be on different apps. And I'm going to do also through Magic Light, which I showed you the other day. I'm doing a little intro. Yeah. Tiny little intro right at the start of all of these videos. So you'll see the video, and then when you re-watch it, it'll have gone through studio, and this little bit will be bolted to the front. And that's going to involve 2 things, which is regularly found every day as people walk into the city centre of Newcastle upon Tyne and every other city in the United Kingdom. And the show is going to be my view of our cathedral on the hill. My own personal view, what I want to see. And I don't really want us to leave St James's Park, but if it has to happen, it has to happen. But in my 1 minute intro, that's what you're going to see. There's also new design for merchandise with Here's the Thing. And I hope you like it. And somebody was mentioning earlier about the apps being tested. Yes, they are going to be tested, because in each different form, there is a place where you can test. There's like a container. So you go into the container and you test it there and then. And another thing I'm going to also do is, oh man, leave that there, because it's keep trying to go into lock, which isn't good. But yeah, all the apps are going to be tested to make sure everything runs smooth. I have to pay to upgrade to the Pro, but once I've paid, then I can keep the receipt to say to the job centre, right, have a look at that and go in and create an account. Because no doubt, job centre is also going to want to have a look as well, which they're quite entitled to. And the college, well, today went to go to there was a heck of a queue, and there was these people who were, I think, advisors or something like that, where they basically are hanging around to see if anyone's like trying to speak to reception. And spoke to one of them, and they says the best thing you can do is come in and speak to us. Now, the one thing I want to do is, which I said to you in the post I did earlier, is do the course. And somebody mentioned about, what was it? The level of certificate. Well, it just says certificate, like on Open University, and with the college, it goes on about certificate in the first one, diploma, no idea. And then there is 3 other bits. So I take it the one with the 3 bits is the top one, where you're in full time. Okay, now let's have a look and see what chat is saying. There's 31 of you here, and there's still 3 likes. David R, is it really a 5-year course? I don't know, but one thing I do know is, instead of me ripping my hair out because of being stressed when, you know, there's like a test comes up, which was on Udemy sometimes, where I was struggling, then if I've got a tutor and stick my hand up, and this tutor can come over and turn around and say, right, maybe if you do this. So yeah. I'm not surprised, Leonard. I'm not surprised at all, because I'm going to come back to Trump shortly. But like I say, why are you applying to your DP on stream? Don't you think stuff like that prevents your channel? I have a spasm. A spasm. it is extremely painful, which is why I've taken the painkillers. Yeah, so there we go. You should have at least saved the deep heat for off stream. You get what you get. You know, if I'm in pain, I'm going to take painkillers. And if you find it offensive, please trot on. Please. How can you afford the course? Well, the advertising for these apps is going to be £30 per month if you are a small business. If you are a large business of over 100 employees, it's going to be a higher price. David is saying, what was that? Are you investing in silver or gold at the moment? No. There's only one thing which I would look at investing in, and it's not either of those. David is saying, any student loans available for the course? I'll find that out on Friday. Keen, grow up, Paul, be a real man. Well, if you don't like where you are, please trot on. Stop talking about Newcastle United. We don't care or support. Well, again, please trot on, because you're in the wrong live. Newcastle United is my main content, music second, and to those of you who don't want to be here, please trot on. How are you getting 4 to 5k? If I need the funds to do the course, there is an avenue open to me to do that. Leonard, you're in the wrong live, Paul. We own you. See if you own us now. That's just naughty, that, man. If you get a loan, you won't need to pay it back unless you earn 30k. Well, that's good to know, because the figure I had set for myself was 20 above that, and that was basically moving forward. Well, I'll tell you this much. You are here. You're on my channel. And if you're going to be disrespectful at the end of the day, that's what you're going to get. And I said to you this year, as we moved into 2025, this was the year the apps would come out. One came out. The only problem with that one, I got excited and I forgot to do that final check. I just saw lots and lots of lines of code and thought, wow, okay. And I didn't bother to do the check to see, test it and test it again, just to double check. So I made that mistake. I'll live by that mistake. You just ignore those people. They're being disrespectful because you're giving back a reaction. How dense? Listen, Zila, is that how you pronounce your name? If you don't want to be here, please move on. You know, it's been a hot day. I fell over in the city centre, and you know, there was lots of people there. I fell over because I had my jacket on, and I was overheating. And because I was overheating, the bag I got of some bits and pieces, like food-wise, that quarter stick, boom, straight over. So, yeah, hasn't been a good day, but I'm here. Every time I mention who is Lizard, my message doesn't. Right. No, that was a neighbour who got on the bus with us and he wants to have a talk, but I promised I would do this live, so I'm here. Did anyone help you? Yeah, there was a few people to help us. It was just what I was overheating and somebody went kindly and got me a bottle of cold water, sat us on a seat. You know them metal binded seats. They're very uncomfortable, but sat me down and made sure I drank the bottle, and asked us, "You sure you're all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's just what it was. We pride, basically, you know. When you fall away, you fall away." Um, and somebody is saying, how will you complete a college course if you can't finish your Web3? The Web3 is locked. In other words, I can do the module, but when I go to do the test, it's not there. It's been deactivated. And I've tried it over, it was 21 days last week, so it's now a month. So yeah. There are free courses. I mean, there's that free code camp, yes. But I might be in the same boat where I'm struggling over something. I mean, you see how short my hair is, yeah? Trying to rip me hair out, you know, because I'm getting flustered. Whereas if I go into the college and I'm stuck with something and put my hand up, and you know, the instructor, be it male or female, can come and turn around and say, right, what have you got so far? Right, you might need to do this, and give us little bite-sized chunks. I'm hoping. Yeah, Harvard's in America. I am not in America. So yeah. But I'm back in on Friday. I think it's 2:00. And I'm going to check the weather. The weather forecast on BBC this morning knackered us because it said possibility of rain moving across to the coast, which is the east coast, which would have meant I would have got drenched. So that's why I had my coat on. Why do you want us to donate? What donate? You don't get. Eh? What? Why do you want us to donate to NUFC? Why don't you get more? Universal credit is set. You can't. You know, like if you can go back in time, Oliver Twist. He's in the soup house or the workhouse, and he turns around and goes, "Please, sir, can I have some more?" And that person's more. What do you mean more? Do you know what I mean? So you can't do that. Will the course include? Don't think so. What the course will include is development of skills beyond. I'm hoping it'll be beyond the web development. What has your brother said about you going to college? I haven't spoken to him because he works long hours. Oxford does a master's in software engineering. You're the one who can't read. I'm dyslexic. You know, it's as simple as that. I'm dyslexic. Now, my hope is that as we get closer, because we're almost in July, it's just around the corner, and nothing, like I said earlier, right at the beginning, nothing's been said. Oh, I need a new cup of coffee. Right, so I got 36 votes so far. That's not too bad. There's 32 here and 4 likes. Okay, so we'll have to address that. Now, who come the last week in July, who is going to want to come backstage? Who's going to be brave enough to come backstage? Yeah, because I'm going to open up boxes, and these boxes are going to be once a week. And what I'm looking also to do is to look at formations, which I didn't do last year. Look at all the players, not just for Newcastle, but for the other team as well. And then a video after the game. Paul, you need to explain what you're talking about backstage. Well, there's going to be a link in chat. That's a silly comment to make in anybody's live. Very silly. Oh, by the way, Bok, my brother is sorting me an upgrade, right? The upgrade is so that, because Discord is used for streaming of games and other things as well, but mainly games. So, because I'm getting shot of the Xbox Series X and switching over to PC so that I can get the likes of Daisy, Star Citizen. What's the other one again? Is it Escape from Tarkov? There's a number of games I want to be able to play and use Discord while, because I'm going to need like multiple monitors to, so I have one monitor for all the chat from Discord, one for YouTube, moving forward, and that way you get to see playing games. The games I will be playing also will be Red Dead and FIFA and games like that. What was that, Paul? How are you going to make Streets of Rome for Xbox without an Xbox? Because I've already contacted the people. Just got to wait. And somebody mentioned earlier about the apps. Would they be on the, is it iTunes and Play Store? They hopefully will be on both. Hopefully. Right. Okay. I've contacted the Steam. What's the one for Xbox? And there's another one for PlayStation. I've got the papers on the laptop, but there's a lot of work has to be done beforehand. I'm a game dev. You won't get your games on Steam with them having crypto in them. Crypto is evolving, and so games have to evolve too. As many of you know, Bok and a few of you other gamers, yeah, there is a game that started off with a board and dice. What was the game? I'm going to give you 2 minutes to tell me what the game is in chat. Oh. Come on. So you got 2 minutes. Come on. Everything in life has to evolve. Everything. Because if you don't evolve, you sink. And that's a true fact of life. And what I want to say to you is this: I went past a big game place today, and I'm going to tell you that as soon as I've made this cuppa. So yes, yesterday I was looking at something, and that is called SEE dance. It's Chinese, but I was looking at it yesterday, and I didn't click on it to like make sure it's still there. I just looked at it to see what it was about, and I came across something I didn't quite like. All the writing was in Chinese. Couldn't read a damn thing. So, what have you all been putting for this game? What have you all been putting? Right. Wait a minute, cool. Wait a minute. Oh, where are you? Okay. It's like complained about something in English being written in English. So there's 2 years. Okay. Fair enough. You want to be like that? Fine. What time is the app being released? You will all know when they are released. You'll all know. Right, the board game. What's the famous board game? 30 seconds. Bok. Paul, you said on Saturday, what if they don't work? Well, if you want me to like fall down the 99 steps at Newcastle where the black gate is, you can go and trot on. Because I'm not going to do that. No, it's not Mousetrap. This one is magnificent. Magnificent. Nope, it's not called being safe. Nope. Do you give in? Do you give in? Okay. Whoever played Warhammer? Whoever played the board game Warhammer, where you had to chuck the dice and you had to move your characters across the board. That game from ages and ages ago is now a fully fledged game for PC, Xbox and beyond. It started life as a tabletop game. That is quite correct. Warhammer is not a board game. I think if you go back in your history, you'll find it was. Benny, you can't wind me up, mate. Sorry. Really. I mean, broken heart. You can't do it. So, don't even try. Bernard, you look like you died a month ago. Where was it? Bye. Do you want to know something, right? There were people in 2024, and those people in 2024 turned around and said, oh, he's never going to get to 1,000. He's never going to do it. And when I got to 1,000, it was quick, unsubscribe. Yeah. And do you know what that reminded me of? Being in the playground at school. Well, as you can see, yeah, I got white hair. So school was a damn sight long ago, right? So what I want going forward is chat who act like you're grown up. Yeah? You act like you're grown up, you got no problems here. Those people who want to come into the link, which will be, I'll have to do it on the computer, post the link so you can come in. Pardon me. It's a case of you want to be on camera. As I want, like I said to you in my posts over the past couple of days. Now, on Friday, we'll see what happens in town. Because there's two different places to go to. The first is the college. Find out as much information about the course and what I can do. And second is another that's like part way across the city, and it's an eye clinic. I'm going to walk in there and turn around and say, I've been to Queen's Medical Centre to do with my eyes. I want them to have a look. I want a second opinion. Now, I'm going to show you something in a sec. I took a picture of this yesterday. So I'm going to show you it. Now, my mum got this years ago. And when she got this, I was like, okay. It sat and it collected dust until yesterday. Right, put them in there a second. Okay. So you can see this is just a small little boat. Now, this picture, I'm going to put this picture onto my Facebook page, United Boat Builders Cup. It's nothing special, but rather than take an image from somewhere online and maybe get told off, I'm going to take, I've already got the picture of this, and I'm going to send this, and that is going to be for the boat racing game. And what I might do is pull it through one of the apps and see if it can enhance that. There's one thing I'm looking at doing. I said this the other day, a foundation. The app pays for the foundation. And that is to help. That's why I'm doing the foundation. So that the foundation will have money coming in, and that money will go to good causes in Newcastle, in Nottingham, and in the United Kingdom as a whole. That's the whole reason of doing a foundation. Now, I already know how much these cost. $250,000 per foundation. That's a lot of money, but I'm willing to do that. Right. So we're coming up to the hour, and we have 30 people here, and we have 5 likes. Why haven't we seen a demo? The demo is coming. If you don't believe, I can't help you. That's the honest truth. I can't help you. Leonard, will the boat fit under the swing bridge? Well, that one will. Apps, yes, the apps will be out this weekend. You're awfully willing to spend money you don't have. I decide what happens, and as I said the other night, I either sink or I swim. Now, you wouldn't have heard anything about the apps if I hadn't have said about the apps. Just remember that. I was the one who mentioned it. Now, I'm going to close the poll, as I want to know before I come out with the answer. And the poll, and what did we get? Right, 77% have said no. Are you ready for the shock? You ready? Here's the shock. Name me one president in the whole of your lifetime, one president of the United States of America who has ever swore live on camera. No, what I'm saying to you is this. There is only one person who has ever sworn, used the F on camera. And that was on the White House lawn just before he went and got in his helicopter. And then he went to The Hague in Europe and he embarrassed everybody because he didn't want to know. He was keep talking about a person in Russia we have to be friends with. That is a change of history. And as I said to you, as we were coming through into 2025, this is the year 2025. Now, speaking to people today, they have turned around and said, with my left knee, there is a chance they'll replace it. Put something, I don't know if it's plastic or metal, but it's one of the two. Trump has told more lies, actually, Corvo. It's on record. 40,000 lies. Check it. Fact check it. Right. Now, this weekend, hopefully this weekend, we get to see the 1 minute intro on all of the YouTube lives and videos. Also looked at a backup, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I might be wrong at this, but if I went and got a new mobile phone, I'm going to have to get a new SIM card. Is that correct? Benny, are you a DJ in your spare time? Are you a DJ going scratching? Yeah, doing a bit of scratching. Because you keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. So, yeah. Right. Let's move that off there. And pull. Yeah. All right. I'm going to have a look at something, Benny, just for you. I'm going to have a look at it Friday morning and test it. Well, you all know there are 47 hours in a day, don't you? You all know that, don't you? Said the liar. Because it's 24. And in 24 hours, you have to rest. I mean, yesterday, people were saying to me that I was looking at the laptop screen and I wasn't reading chat. I couldn't see chat, which is why I mentioned that thing in the city centre. I know software dev work and not a problem. Demo is proof you're clueless. Benny, last time. One more. Because when I was growing up, me nana said to us, give people a chance. So you're kind of like skating on thin ice, mega thin ice. Don't want you to fall, but you know, you will. What did I say to you all? The stuff I have has to be tested to make sure it works. And that's what I'm looking at, to make sure. At college, you need to show your work. You have to do a diary at college, a physical diary to show your improvements. When you're at home, it's a little bit difficult, apart from VS Code. Do you have an actual playable Xbox quality game? Not yet, Stevie G. Not yet. But I'm working on it. There's two places I can design a game. The first is Solana. The second is Polygon. So there's two places. Both have really big communities. Now, damn man, it's hot. And for those of you wondering, yeah, just in case you're wondering, there's no t-shirt underneath. I'm sweating buckets. Could do one of them fans up there, really. Yeah, could. Testing is going to take place on Friday morning, and they are not being sent, i.e. deployed, until the test is come back successful. And then I'm going to attempt to play about with these things. And if I can play about with them, then everything goes. So then I can go on to my journal and say, that works, that works, that works, that works. And it's cost me this. And then I can say to Sarah and to, I think it's Angela, there's proof that that works, and this works. And the hope is that businesses within the target areas will sign up. And there's another thing. Does anybody know here make? Do you know what it is? So far, I have a bill which is, I think it's £49, and that is either with Stack Blitz or Super Base. It's one of the two. Well, is it Opla Discord is going to be mainly the PC gaming, as I'm going to have to learn the keyboard keys. There's something called key binding. Lots of gamers like the Tactical Brit and others use their keyboard to play games. And one of the games I'll be playing will be the ones which I've got, and see how we all progress. But with the games, remember, you're going to be asked if you have a crypto wallet. If you haven't got a crypto wallet, you can't play them, because that's the ecosystem. Right. So we've got 29 people here and 7 likes. Can we address the problem, please? And from Friday through the weekend, there is Lovable, Claude, Manus, and Magic Light, all going to be on video. Every single one of them, because I'm using them at the moment. The thing with Make is Make's going to be used in conjunction. So I do a video, and then Make will go through all of social media, putting it there, like a. If you can think of it this way, you know those things that they would have in a hotel, where somebody leaves you a note and they put like it in a little box. Yeah, same sort of thing, but that's going to be with Make, because they did have N8N, but that was a trial, which nothing happened. But yeah, now as I went back to 7 and to those who doubt, and there's a lot of you that do doubt, 77% of you doubt. Now, tonight, a little bit of homework for you. For 11:30 tomorrow morning, and it's this. Name, if you can. I don't think you can. And you've got to back it up. It's not just saying, oh, such and such did this. You have to back it up. Because the only person I've ever heard swear is the US president. Now, that's a little bit of homework for you. And Lovable and the others, all of the apps will be tested. The 3 main ones, then Street to Home, Street Racer, and United Boat Builders Cup will be the last one that's tested. And that's coming at the weekend. So it's going to be a mega busy weekend. Now, thank you all for being here. And I want your answers tomorrow. Real answers, not figments of your imagination, of who you think has swore on camera. Because I know one definitely did, and it was on the White House green before he got into the helicopter. So I thank you all for coming in, and to those who have been put in a timeout, behave. We're all adults here, so act like an adult. Now, I don't think so, Leonard. I don't honestly think so. Boris Johnson is English. I'm talking American. I don't think he is. Many have said that those in the 1% possible. But do I think that? No. Yeah, you're right there, Leonard. Yeah, you're right there. Now, I will see everybody tomorrow, 11:30, and please, on your way out, doesn't cost you anything. Okay? And thank you all very much for coming in. And this is the big weekend coming up. So there's lots to come and see. And the real hope is this. Within the first 6 months, we get 100,000 users on social media. Get that? I'm happy. Because then I can turn around and say to those at the job centre, there you go, proof. You know, no, because what I'm thinking of doing is my brother is going to sort me, what's it called again? It's not studio. Oh, what they call it again, man? Something 365. What's it called again? You can tell me tomorrow what it's called. So, thank you all for coming in, and please give us a thumbs up on your way out, and see everybody tomorrow morning, 11:30. And what I'm going to also look for is a way of recording my voice through the computer. Because apparently when you try to do it through the amp, it doesn't play. Oh, what's this one? Corvo, Mr. Harvey is correct. If you're a full-time student, you can be on UC. Yeah, well, like you see, I'm coming off that. Yeah, the microphone won't pick up when I'm singing. That's the only issue. And I've got the volume at maximum. No, I'm going to speak to them because they've already know everything is in my journal, Benny. every single bit is in my journal. Even those down in London have also seen everything in my journal. So, see you all in the morning, 11:30, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.